Welcome back to the Arise interview, where we speak to the newsmakers as well as ordinary people doing extraordinary things around the world and featuring the voices at the heart of the conversations. I'm Sumner Sambo, and we now move on to the NNPP. The New Nigeria People's Party has dispelled claims that its presidential candidate, Rubiu Kwankwaso, has accepted to deputize the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, in the 2023 general elections. Now, Senator Kwankwaso and Obi have been conversing on how to form a coalition or alliance to dislodge the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Agbo Major, describes the report as false and a figment of the imagination of those who are saying so. Now, the party says it has high regard for journalists as the watchdog of the nation and major stakeholders in the Nigerian democratic process, but it is urging them to always ensure that they do not allow themselves to be used by politicians and all of that. Well, I'm glad to have with me here in the studio the National Publicity Secretary of the New Nigeria People's Party, Agbo Major, joining us to have this conversation. So good to see you again, Major.
Thank you, Sumner.
Yes, and your party is growing. I mean, the last time we met, there was no alliance with the Kwankwaso group. Then it was a smaller group. But with the entrance of Rubiu Kwankwaso, it looks like NNPP is the new bride in town.
Well, our party has always been there for about 21 years now, no doubt. And within what is available to us, we've ensured that we've done what we should do primarily as a political party. If you take through, subsequent elections we've had in the past, you discover that the party has effectively participated in those elections. And we've even come to, up with winning so many seats, including a senatorial seat in Bauchi North. The rest is history. It's not for me to say here. What I'm trying to say is to say that the party has always been there, but somebody has to ignite something, to get it look stronger.
Yeah.
The coming of His Excellency Mohammed Rubiu Kwankwaso, no doubt, has repositioned the party, and today, like you rightly said, we are the bride of Nigeria.
It's attractive. I've seen some Nigerians saying that whenever they look at your logo, they feel happy because they see fruits everywhere.
Yeah, food,
Lots of fruits. And I don't know if that's what you're coming to give Nigerians in terms of governance, and that's why the Labour Party is attracted to you. They want to form an alliance with you and all of that. Tell us about that.
The primary responsibility of every government is to ensure, one, that the people are safe, that's security. Then two, the people should be happy, they should have food on their table. And as you rightly have said, the logo of our party, depicts what we are coming into.
Very enticing.
Enough food
Very enticing,
for Nigerians to eat and be happy. Of course, as you can see, there is, poverty everywhere, ravaging Nigeria as a country and ravaging Nigerians. There's hunger, acute hunger, not just hunger, but acute one. And what we want to do is to ensure that there's food everywhere. Our logo clearly speaks for what we set out to do as a political party by the time we take over power in 2019. And it's not just Labour Party. We are the bride, although so many other political parties are talking with us. It's just
including
that...
PDP and APC?
No. We want a clear departure from what has been the order of the day in the country. Nigerians are obviously very tired of those two political parties, PDP held sway for 16 years. It's not for us to judge them, but it's for you and I, and then our children, to say and state whether they've been, changes in their life, changes in their well-being, changes in infrastructures and all of that. I'm not here to judge them. We're a political party. We are targeting an opportunity to be able to execute our manifestos. APC is there. Of course, if you go to the streets, you will hear what Nigerians are saying, hunger everywhere.
Okay, so tell us about this controversy, actually. Why do we have this controversy with a lot of anxious Peter Obi supporters saying that Kwankwaso has agreed to be the deputy of Labour Party? Is there an alliance already?
Well, in party relationship, that is inter-party relationship, there is always a room for alliance. There is always a room for all forms of understanding. It could be alliance, it could come under whatever name. I am here to tell you that we are talking, the two political parties are talking, The two presidential candidates of the two political parties in question are also talking. But what really went amiss was the speed with which they went to the street to say that there's already an arrangement in place and that one has agreed to be deputy to the other. You know, and that's why I had to quickly come out to tell Nigerians that the talks are still on, discussions are still on at the level of the two candidates, discussions are still on at the level of the leadership of the two political parties, and so it was clearly out of place. You know, and that's why I referred to it as mischief. Whoever wrote that did that out of mischief, and probably maybe with a hidden agenda to see how he can put asunder, you know, the relationship that has existed.
We've seen the Labour Party supporters, I mean, Peter Obi supporters, as they like to call themselves, not necessarily Labour Party supporters, but Peter Obi supporters who like to call themselves obedience, actually saying that they would have loved such a combination. Tell us, why can't Kwankwaso deputize Peter Obi?
No. You see, we have always said it. Let me tell you, of the 18 presidential candidates, you know, that have come up at the conclusion of the nomination exercise, I can tell you that His Excellency Mohammed Musa Rubiu Kwankwaso stands out. He stands out. It's clear. You know, this is a man who has affected the lives of people. You go to Kano, his antecedent speaks for him, his relationship with the ordinary people. One striking thing about him is that he is directly there for the ordinary people. And that has stood him out. We have continued to receive calls. A lot of people have called to say, no, we will not accept that. The only thing we want you to arrive at is a conclusion that Peter Obi will be deputy. Peter Obi obviously is a very nice man, you know, who has also done well for his people.
If he agrees to deputize Kwankwaso, you would accept that proposal?
That is the only thing that is acceptable to us.
Okay, but how about the criticism that, I mean, Kwankwaso is only restricted to Kano and maybe Jigawa?
No, I think that's
and the NNPP, that the projections are that the NNPP may only do well in Kano and maybe Jigawa.
You know, when people come to analyze and make inferences about things they do not know about, you are bound to be misfed with, you know, to be fed with information that are not correct. Somebody who is not an insider in NNPP will not be able to tell you exactly what NNPP stands for. The spread is massive. The party, like you and I know, a party of 21 years, you know, it shouldn't be a party that anybody will quickly dismiss to one or two states like that. You know, we've been there for 21 years, and we have our spread, we have our structures everywhere. Of course, you were there when we had the National Convention. You would have seen that, you know, participation cut across, you know, from wards through local government.
Yeah, the party has spread much more than it was.
Yeah, so before. What I'm trying to say is for anybody to quickly dismiss NNPP as a party that is there only in Kano or in a few other places, I think that's not the right assessment to be done. What I can tell you as the spokesman of the party is that the party is heavily on ground across all the nooks and crannies of this country, even at the lowest level. We are the party that is the toast of Nigerians now. You go even to market women in the most remote villages, you go to farmers. You know, in the north, we are fondly referred to as Kayandadi, May Kayandadi. In okay. The south, you know,
that's
they
a person
tell you
with
exactly, you know, the basket, you know, with a lot of sweet things to take and all of that. And then you go down south, they tell you, is it not that party that has the basket with a lot of good things? You know, so for anybody to, you know, try to dismiss us as, you know, existing in just one section, or maybe one or two states, I think that's not correct. The person may be speaking out of ignorance, but I'm here to tell Nigerians that this is a party that is everywhere, all across all levels, and we're good to go for 2023.
And now let's just do this political thinking ahead of the elections and ahead of the proposed alliance. Some of the party leaders in APC and PDP that I've been speaking with said that the NNPP and Labour Party, if they ever agree to go into an alliance, will just be a distraction, that there's no how both of you will be able to injure them very well. And when we say that, look, Kano, Jigawa, the vote for NNPP would definitely go up very well. And then, of course, you have Peter Obi probably in the southeast, and then other parts of Nigeria, they keep dismissing it and so on. And then with the enthusiasm, you're seeing Nigerians coming together to get their PVCs and all of that. Do you think that if this alliance ever works out, that the PDP and the APC will be making a mistake by denigrating such an alliance?
Well, Sambo, you are speaking as a journalist. I'm speaking to you as a politician. What we do as politicians is to dismiss even that thing that is a clear threat, and that's what APC and PDP are doing. They know, they have the statistics, and they know that we are clearly the party to beat in this upcoming election for 2023. So coming to say that even NNPP alone, even without an alliance with the Labour Party, is a problem to them. You had, of course, Senator Ojus Okalu. He came on air to say that the only challenge that is there for 2023 is the emergence of Kwankwaso as the presidential candidate of NNPP. He said that because he has statistics and he has clear information as to what is on ground. And like the presidential candidate of my party has always said, we are not even looking at the North again, because the North,
because the NNPP is being seen as a northern party, and so that's why it needs an alliance with someone who is strong in the South to be able to make some footprint across the country. We don't have any problems coming into any alliance, any form of alliance with anybody from the South. But isn't the alliance an admission that NNPP is not strong across the country, so it needs another party that is strong in the other part of Nigeria to be able to make an inroad?
Something except if you are challenging me that we should go into this election without any alliance, we will still win. But the truth is that this alliance talk that is everywhere now is the thinking of Nigerians. Nigerians are saying this job will be made easier if Kwankwaso and P2B comes together. They are not saying that without the alliance, APC or PDP would have the day. No, that's not what they are saying. What they are saying is they want something that will make this job very, very easy for them. And coming together of His Excellency Senator Kwankwaso and His Excellency P2B would make the job easier for them. So saying that we are thinking of an alliance because of this thinking that we're not strong in the South is also not correct. Remember that the founder of this party, Dr. Boniface Okechukwu Anebunam, is from the Southeast. And he's not the man that anybody would dismiss with ease like that. He's there. Then also remember that we have very key people from the South West, the likes of Alhaji Bisi Olokpanyon, who they fondly refer to as the kingmaker in Oyo State. We also have key people from the South who are ready to deliver. So for anybody to say that without the alliance we won't make any progress.
Okay, as we try to round off this conversation, and what will you say to Peter Obi's supporters who are very anxious, who are also, counting on your party to actually provide a Kwankwaso who is a deputy to Peter Obi?
Well, if you go through the statement I issued a few days ago, you will discover that I've continued to encourage them. They should continue to pray, because at the end of the day, what we are looking at is a Nigeria that works for everybody. And like I rightly said, they feel that alliance would make the job easy for them. So I will continue to appeal to them, to remain prayerful and to continue to wish these discussions well. I can tell you that we are at a very advanced stage in this discussion. Like I told you, the two principals are talking. The party leadership across the two levels are also talking. Of course, Abure, the national chairman of Labour Party, is my very close friend. Even yesterday, when I was trying to get out of Lagos, I had very fruitful discussions with him. So at the level of the party leadership, we are talking. The two principals
a lot of Nigerians
are also talking. So I can only but say that they should continue to pray for this arrangement to work. It is still on track. Nothing can distract it, because we also feel by our assessment that if we have the two come together, the job will be easier. But that is not to say that anybody should be in a hurry to conclude that
all right.
deputy.
Unfortunately, I'm being told that we don't have enough time, and a lot of Nigerians will actually be very happy to see this work because they are in search of a third force, and then because we need these political alliances to help, you know, strengthen the capacity of Nigerians to be able to get good governance. At least if people can't get a ticket in APC or PDP, they'll have a credible alternative. We must thank you so much, Agbo Major, for being on the show with us, and we hope to have you some other time. Well, that's how it's been for this edition of the Arise interview. Do join us again tomorrow. From me and the entire team here in Abuja. Goodbye and thank you for watching. I'm Somna Sambo.